Everybody, good morning. It's morning on the West Coast. Yeah. Getting a little coffee. As you know, my beautiful and talented and lovely wife Cassandra is doing a campaign right now to benefit To Write Love on Her Arms. And I've talked about it once and she's talked about it a bunch, but it's ending tomorrow, so she's going to pop on here and we're going to talk a little bit about it and maybe answer some questions, or maybe I'll just ask her questions. I don't know. I'm just hoping this will work, basically. Done the crossovers now, back in Vancouver, getting ready for some fun fall things, and that's pretty much it. I'm tired. I woke up like 5 minutes ago. No, 5 minutes before 11 o'clock, and then did a little press for the crossover, talked to my good buddy Damien Holbrook, and just patiently waiting for my wife to pop on Instagram. And normally I'm much better at what's the word that I'm looking for here? Filibustering. But I got basically nothing right now. Let me see who's requesting that we go live. There she is. I requested. You're supposed to text
There
me.
it goes.
Hey, good morning.
Look at that. Hi.
Make sure you can see yourself, and remember that people don't like to get vertigo, just like me. So hold it nice and steady.
I can see, but I can't really hear you, though.
Can you not hear me?
Hi. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me now? With the live on Instagram, it seems to not work.
I don't know. I mean, I can hear you. It's just not super loud.
Okay, well, maybe turn up your phone.
It's all the way up.
Okay, well then just listen very carefully, and hopefully no one comes by the house with a leaf blower, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so everyone can hear you fine. So explain a little bit about your campaign, which is high fives only to benefit To Write Love on Her Arms. Explain the no hugging thing, please.
Okay, well, I've never been a hugger, which I guess it took you a minute to find out, but.
Why? Because you like hugging me?
Well, yeah, I do like hugging you, but I also let you smooch me,
Yeah, gotcha.
I just feel like hugs have gotten really watered down as a greeting. Someone comes up and you saw them yesterday and it's just like hug, hug. And I think even the look you see on people's faces sometimes when they come in to hug you, they're not even thinking about it. It's almost like that greeting when someone says, hi, how are you? Great. So what I wanted to talk about, they don't take that time to actually listen to your response. So I think that, I kind of lump hugging in with the how are you as a greeting category. And I think it tends to get a bit watered down. It's not that I will never hug, weddings and celebratory occasions and such, stuff like that. That deserves a hug, but I just hugs as a greeting and as just an automatic assumption that you get to encroach on another person's personal space is something that I think should have a little bit of attention. It should just be a discussion. That's all,
I got you. So that people know, I'm not saying that I don't want to take credit for high fives only, but instead of talking about this, you used to give, to be honest, you just used to give shitty hugs. And people would come up to me and they would be like, is Cass mad at me? And I'd be like, what? And they would say well, her greeting was just kind of cold, like she was annoyed about something. And I told you that you either needed to tell people that you were not a hugger, and that was the original genesis of the campaign, but that sounded like if we did a shirt that said no hugs, please, that came from a negative place. Right?
Yeah, I don't like anything coming from a negative place.
Right,
you know that. So, that's the other thing that we talk about quite a bit is that everything should be solution or positivity.
Mm-hmm. Which is why it's like high fives. And then you had a friend of yours refer to high fives as hand hugs, and now we're just off and running.
Yeah, the hand hugs is just now I'm going to refer to everything as hand hugs forever from here on out because it's an awesome term.
Yep.
I was super awkward, but I think that only attests and really speaks to some people get super awkward if they're not a hugger or they feel like their personal boundaries are, I don't want to say being violated, but it's definitely something outside of their comfort zone.
Okay.
And so to be able to that, the way that I show that awkwardness is probably how those people are showing it too. And I just didn't know that I could speak up about it because I just thought it was the norm of the world.
Yeah.
And I think that being able to say, hey, this makes me feel uncomfortable or feel awkward, or just, this isn't something that I naturally want to do. Now with the t-shirt right here.
There you go.
Well, this is actually a hoodie. But it at least becomes a conversation, and you can just speak up about it so you can avoid that awkward. As you mentioned, it's awkward for the people giving the hug as well.
It's more
not
awkward
just awkward
for them
for
than
me.
it is. Yeah, it's more awkward for them than it is for you. So,
Exactly.
So explain a little bit. So the campaign goes until tomorrow at midnight.
Campaign goes until tomorrow at midnight. T-shirts, hoodies, everything is to benefit to Write Love in Our Arms, which, again, we mentioned being positivity oriented and solution oriented, and that's exactly what that organization does. They are all about support and hope for people dealing with addiction and depression and struggling with suicidal thoughts or self-harm. And so to really, really focus on, instead of saying you're having these issues and we need to fix them, it is more like, hey, we know you're having a hard time, but let's focus on the hope and all the reasons that we can be inspired to help pull you out of whatever you're going through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Represent.com/Cassandra.
Cassandra, that's me. Yes.
Okay. How's the campaign been going? How's your first campaign experience?
It's been good. I think that the biggest thing for me was the amount of overwhelming response with people that are also not huggers, or people that have a friend or know someone that's not a hugger, and them saying, I've always felt like there was something wrong with me, and now I know, or just saying that I've always felt out of place, because people tell me, why don't you like hugs, or you shouldn't hug, or what you should hug. So the amount of people that have spoken up, and it's for a variety of reasons. Some people just aren't physical people. Some people specifically don't like hugs. Some people have been struggling with PTSD or anxiety disorders, and there's a very wide range of reasons that people aren't into hugs. But the fact that that now people are talking about it and people feel inspired to speak up about it is definitely, I think, the coolest thing about it.
Because just to clarify, I know this, but just so it's not as though you're a germaphobe or anything like that. It's just like you just like your personal space sometimes, and you just don't.
I do like my personal space, yeah, and it's not a germaphobe thing. I mean, I'm sure that some people's reason is that.
Right. I'm not saying that that's an issue. I'm just saying that that's not you. It's just simply it's an active choice that you're making.
Yes, it is an active choice. And I feel like it's an active choice that a lot of people would be making. So now people are talking about it,
Good. What are you up to for the rest of the day? Or do you want to just chat offline?
Well, it's early dismissal at our kiddo school. So I got to go get her and do doctor's things. Also, Dabs Milo, those really cool artists that they did that mural for our spot in Palm Springs. They have a show and an exhibit, so I'm gonna go take Mavi to check it out. And
that sounds fun.
A little bit. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll just FaceTime you when you're done this, but I'll put a link up on my story. It's represent.com/Cassandra. If you want to go to Cassandra Pance's profile, she has a bunch of videos and posts talking about the campaign, and I'm very proud of her. That's all.
Yeah, sounds good. Represent.com/Cassandra. It's in there.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.